Straight ahead on CCX News, Hennepin County sues to continue funding for a teen pregnancy prevention program.
I think this is the most important preventive thing we do as a county.
Why the federal government wants to pull the funding. Plus, Golden Valley's connection to professional soccer. We'll visit the stadium that has Golden Valley fingerprints all over it. And the angel that's providing hope to families in Maple Grove. CCX News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Hennepin County is suing the federal government to keep funding for teen pregnancy prevention.
And the county says it is a successful program that has significantly reduced teen pregnancies in high teen birth areas like Robbinsdale, Brooklyn Center, and North Minneapolis. And the Robbinsdale Annex Teen Clinic is concerned that losing the funding would force them to cut back their education program. The federal government wants prevention efforts focused on abstinence programs, so it plans to end a 5-year grant 2 years early. Hennepin County officials say they're not willing to change a program that works and are hoping for a court injunction to keep the funding beyond the end of next month.
I think the change in federal criteria is severe. I mean, so we're reacting in kind. I think it's an appropriate reaction, and there were 81 recipients around the country with this funding. We are the 7th or 8th lawsuit. And some have been successful, and I hope we will be.
Hennepin County says the proof is in the numbers. Since 2007, the number of teens countywide giving birth has dropped by 64%. During the program's first year, 1,152 young women between the ages of 15 and 19 became mothers. In 2016, that number had dropped to 418 new teen moms. And Congressman Keith Ellison, along with other Minnesota lawmakers, have also written to the Department of Health and Human Services in opposition to ending the funding.
In other news, police are investigating a bank robbery in Brooklyn Center. It happened shortly before 11:30 Friday morning at the Bremer Bank on Brooklyn Boulevard in Brooklyn Center. Police say 2 men with masks entered the bank and at least one of them displayed a gun. The robbers left in a dark-colored vehicle, and as we went to air on Friday evening, police were processing surveillance video. No arrests had been made.
A Crystal woman is among 2 people charged in a shooting earlier this week in South Minneapolis that injured 6 people, including 2 critically. 35-year-old Georgina Kellum of Crystal is charged with aiding an offender in the shooting. She's accused of concealing a weapon used in the incident and lying to investigators. The shootings happened in the Little Earth neighborhood of Minneapolis, which is considered the heart of the Twin Cities American Indian community.
Residents of an assisted living community in Brooklyn Center will soon have to find a new home. Staff members at Earle Brown Terrace told residents this week that the facility is shutting down. According to Affinity Living Group, the company that manages the property, the owner sold the building and will no longer provide assisted living services. Residents will have to be out by June 15th. CCX News spoke to several residents today who declined to go on camera, but they said they were concerned. Family members are helping them, though, however, find suitable housing. Others, however, said they were worried about the residents who didn't have family members to provide assistance. Officials from Earle Brown Terrace said they are making calls to other facilities in the area to set up residents with tours.
Well, Golden Valley has a pretty strong connection to soccer.
It is a connection that extends all the way to St. Paul. That's where construction continues on a new pro soccer stadium. Eric Nelson has more.
Between the downtowns, just off I-94 in the Midway, Allianz Field is taking shape.
The location's great. It's one of the largest sites we've built a sports stadium on.
The future home for Minnesota United FC will be a soccer gem. It is 50% complete and will cost $200 million.
Despite a really tough winter and a very brutal spring, we're on schedule and we're also on budget.
Even though Allianz Field is located in St. Paul, there are Golden Valley fingerprints all over the venue. Allianz, Minnesota United, and stadium builder Mortensen Construction are all based in Golden Valley.
Our first project office was right across the hallway from Minnesota United, so there was a lot of collaboration back and forth, and we were able to work pretty closely.
This Golden Valley business trifecta is unique and also convenient.
Functionally, it's really great, and we know that people work from all different parts of the world on projects and move around. To be that proximate for the day-to-day stuff is great.
Mortensen is the gold standard in sports construction. They have built arenas and stadiums around the globe. This project is extra special.
To do it in your hometown means the world to us because we live and work in this community.
Allianz Field will be the signature of the Midway, a sports beacon that transforms the neighborhood.
And I think this is a perfect catalyst that has been needed.
The 20,000-seat stadium will have a wow factor, including a canopy that shields fans from the rain, snow, and sun, but leaves players exposed to the elements.
Right now I'm standing on a bunch of rocks, but soon this will become the pitch here at Allianz Field. The grass will be trucked in from Colorado in a few months.
When Allianz Field opens next spring, it will be a magical moment, and thanks to Golden Valley, the stadium will have a golden glow. In St. Paul, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
Mortensen is also currently building a new arena for the Golden State Warriors in San Francisco and a football stadium for the Raiders in Las Vegas.
It's a big day for people and their pets on Saturday in Golden Valley. The Animal Humane Society is busy setting up for the Walk for Animals. It is their biggest fundraiser of the year with a goal of $1 million. The society takes in 23,000 unwanted or homeless animals every year. Many of them are in need of medical care and behavioral care before being placed in homes. And Saturday's walk is a fundraiser and a celebration.
To have animals as companions, it's a huge part of our society. And to come from an area, the Twin Cities area, where people really value having animal companions, they really value animals that come from shelters that are rescued. It's just great to see.
This is video from last year's walk. As many as 8,000 people plus pets are expected for the 10 a.m. walk on Saturday morning. And if you go, remember it's going to be crowded. Buses are running from 5 different parking lots in the Golden Valley area, including General Mills, Sandburg Middle School, and Honeywell. And yes, the buses are pet friendly. Still ahead, a place in Maple Grove that continues to provide comfort to families who've lost loved ones.
Plus, hear from a former Armstrong basketball star about his new job as Falcons boys basketball coach.
But first, a pretty nice weekend, sunshine and 70s. Reflection and remembrance, that's what the Angel of Hope Garden in Maple Grove has given to so many families who are mourning the loss of a child.
And on Saturday, the 8th annual Walk to Remember gets underway. As reporter Sonia Goins shows us, more families will be able to benefit from park improvements.
The loss of a child is like no other loss.
Okay, let's see, right here.
This is where Connie Johnson comes to remember her son, Danny,
Daniel S. Johnson in loving memory,
who was killed in a horrific car accident in 2004.
He had just graduated from Park Center High School and was on his way that following fall to St. Cloud University.
Danny's sudden death left a hole in his mom's heart.
I always feel that I was fortunate that I had him for 18 years.
A mother always wants to see their children grow up and be successful. Connie will never get to see those things come true.
A lot of his friends are married, they have kids, and I guess I always think, what would have been with Danny?
After Connie grieves, she searched to find a way to remember Danny.
I was looking for a remembrance.
That's when she found Friends of the Angel.
It's surreal.
And the family purchased a memory brick in Danny's honor.
We just come here and it kind of helps us to just bring his memory alive.
Now more people will get to pay tribute to their deceased loved ones. Maple Grove officials added 1,500 more memorial pavers, a water fountain, more seating, and garden space add to the tranquility of the park. On Saturday, they will have a rededication ceremony.
It's a day of celebration. It's a day to celebrate our wonderful angels that have been called away too soon.
Meanwhile, Connie is grateful to have a space to remember her son, Danny.
It brings me peace. It's mainly just, okay, Danny, this is for you.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Friends of the Angel will hold a ceremony and a 4.5-mile walk at 10 a.m. on Saturday, and you can sign up the day of the event. Still ahead, a musical classic on stage at Champlin Park High School.
But first, it is a special day for some great female athletes from the area as they are recognized at the Athena Awards ceremony. John Jacobson is in next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Athena Awards began in Minneapolis in the early 1970s, a year after the passage of Title IX. Now, some 45 years later, they are still going strong. 54 seniors, one each from the Minneapolis high schools and the schools in the surrounding suburbs, were honored today in Bloomington. The girls are chosen by coaches and administrators at their schools. The Athena Awards recognizes athletic talent as well as academic achievement. Each of the young women is honored with a plaque and a listing of their accomplishments. The girls we talked to today were humbled to win the Athena.
Today is a huge honor for me. I know that my athletic director, Jamie Sherwood, he was telling me all about this award and how it's been going on for a long time, and it's a tradition of honoring women in athletics, and I just feel so proud that I'm able to represent my school, Wayzata.
I'm just really grateful to be here and get to represent Osseo, and along with all these other girls who are here, it's so cool to see some girls that you play against and everything. It's awesome.
It's just a big honor because there are so many people that they could have chosen from at CP, and so I'm just grateful. It's just really cool because it's someone else recognizing you and not you just working for it, and so it's really cool in that aspect.
Here now is a list of all of the local Athena winners. We'll have more on the Athena Monday on our Sports Jam show here on CCX. As we told you earlier this week, Armstrong High School has named John Bryant as its new head boys basketball coach after Greg Miller retired. Here's Jay Wilcox with more on John Bryant.
It's a new opportunity for one of the best players in Armstrong basketball history. John Bryant's thrilled to be the Falcons' new head coach.
I'm really excited. It's going to be kind of a surreal experience going back to my old, where I grew up and where I played. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited for the opportunity and looking forward to getting started.
After a great high school career at Armstrong, Bryant played in a Final Four for Wisconsin and won West Regional MVP honors. He stayed involved in basketball, mainly training players individually.
Since I was done playing, when I moved back to the Minneapolis area, I started doing a lot of player development. And I started over at Armstrong with some of their kids, more in the early 2000s. And built a little company called Triple Threat and did that up until a few years ago and decided that, I kind of missed the team aspect of coaching.
A financial advisor by day, Bryant got into high school coaching this past season as an assistant at Wayzata.
Coach Nettler, I owe him a lot. I learned a lot watching and the details that go into it, seeing that kind of firsthand, I think it will really help me moving forward.
Now he takes over an Armstrong program that's been pretty consistent.
It's been in great shape for years. There's been two coaches in the last, I believe, 34 years. Larry Weeum, who I played for, and then Greg Miller. And, the program's in good shape. I think the biggest thing that maybe I can help with is just adding something a little different.
Now the fun begins for John Bryant as he returns to his alma mater. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Bryant is interviewing candidates as he assembles a coaching staff. Wayzata's baseball team was swinging for its first Lake Conference win of the spring Thursday night when they traveled to Edina to take on the Hornets. Bottom of the third inning, tied at 1. Edina's Charlie Fisher sends a fly ball to the gap to score Andrew Ank, and the Hornets take a 2-1 lead. In the top of the fourth, Wayzata's Tom Grushala rips the hit. Adam Castle hustles around from second base to score, and it's 2-all. Bottom of the fifth, Edina with a go-ahead run at third. Watch the center fielder catch. Charles Engdahl with a big grab there, and that ends the inning. But in the bottom of the seventh, Edina with a winning run on third. Nick Azer comes through with the game-winning hit. The Hornets win it over Wayzata. 3-2 is the final. That's all for sports. Alex and Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, a spring musical that's about as classic can get.
Champlin Park puts on its version of Beauty and the Beast when we come back. Well, today was the perfect day to get out and run a mile.
Students at Park Brook Elementary in Brooklyn Park laced up their shoes and hit the pavement. This is the second grade group, and as you can see, they got a fast start as they ran around a nearby park. 7 minutes, 42 seconds was the unofficial time of the first place runner. However, everyone's a winner today. Each year, teachers and staff hold the event to encourage students to live a healthy lifestyle. And finally, Champlin Park continues their fine tradition of spring musicals with a tale as old as time.
Neil Persley has more in today's Weekend Showcase.
As with Disney, it's always like a super magical experience, and I think that all the people coming to this will also have the happiness that they get with any Disney show.
In Champlin Park's 2018 edition of Beauty and the Beast, Cecily Gaspar is perfectly cast as the Disney princess Belle. Gaspar's beautiful voice carries the day.
Be our guest, be our guest, put our service to the test.
Spencer Lamont does a fine job in the flamboyant role of Lumiere.
When you see us having fun on the stage, it's, you know, it's acting, but in a sense at the same time it's also real. You know, we're genuinely having fun up there, and all the people we're interacting with, we really, you know, we're really good friends, and everyone's, it's a really fun community.
Finally, the role of the Beast presents its own challenges.
I drew from past experiences in life of, because I connect to the Beast on some ways, not physical of course, but you know, he just sometimes feels lonely, and I think all of us sometimes feel that way in life at one point or another.
The orchestra is very good, the set is grand, the lighting and sound are fantastic, and I give the performance an A for amazing. For Weekend Showcase from Champlin Park High School, Neil Persley, CCX News.
Beauty and the Beast runs through next Saturday at Champlin Park High School. It's a fun show.
Yeah, it is.
That's it for now. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here on Monday starting at 4 o'clock. Have a great weekend.